Hi folks, this is Don Schaefer once again. I'm excited to be with you. We've been working on a program called Discovering the Champion Within You, and we realize that there's great potential in everybody, and that's where we're trying to get ourselves in a position where we can present different ideas, different thoughts to help you think in different ways so that you can expand your life and maybe reach your potential and have all the success and excitement that God would want for you. And I know last time we had gotten together, we talked a little bit about finishing the race. And we talked about the fact that, God has placed us in a race. I know the Bible talks about a reward and talks about conditioning ourselves. But a lot of times people will find themselves quitting in the middle of the race. And, and with God, it isn't about starting the race or being a part of the race. It's all about finishing the race. And I know I think I talked about a story of 1968, a gentleman that was in the Olympics, and he was from Tanzania, and so the country was very much behind him in all this, but he injured himself, and the race had ended, and the guy from Ethiopia had won the race, and about an hour after the race had, the main group ended, there was sirens and whistles going off, and there was a few people in the stands, and all of a sudden there was one man hobbling. He had blood and bandages and all this stuff on his knee. He had fallen in the race, and he was from Tanzania, and he had made this final lap around the stadium, and they were cheering him on. And afterwards, the reporters asked him, what was the reason for this? You hurt yourself? Why did you continue to stumble on even though you wouldn't win the race? And he says, my country sent me not just to run the race, they sent me to finish the race. And that's what he did. And that's the way it is in our life. We need to be able to finish that which we have started out to do. And a lot of times people get discouraged and fall by the wayside. But we need to condition ourselves to be able to break through any wall in life and to continue on, because on the other side of that wall is where the reward is. And this week, I want to talk about another topic. It's about time. It is about time. I want to talk a little bit about the fact that God has his own timetable. Many times we want to hurry, we want to push things, we want to make things happen and all this stuff, and we get ourselves all kinds of frustrated and upset because it's just not happening. We need to realize that God has his own timetable. And, our position in life is to get ourselves prepared and in condition so that when the time comes, we are ready to do whatever he would have us to do. And that's where, with this understanding, I would like for you to look at your life and realize that, if you've got some type of dream or whatever it might be, that you continue on with this and you condition yourself and try to better yourself and try to get yourself in a position that when the opportunity comes your way, and that's the way things like this work, it's the perfect timing with God. He has gotten someone who has conditioned their thought process, their life, their understandings, everything that's needed, has built up endurance, has developed desire in their life, and is continuing to move, and he takes them and he places them into his timeline and allows them to be successful, allows them to reach their potential. He pours everything that is needed because it's his time. And that's where I want to encourage you not to give up, not to get frustrated, but to realize God wants to give you the time of your life. And he can do that if you can have patience with him and realize that he is who he is and he has a plan for you, and you just have to condition yourself to be ready, to be called, to be chosen, and to be faithful in the moment that he dials your number up. I want to thank you for being with us, and I'll see you again next week.